What's going on? Welcome into My Take Is. Go ahead and do me a favor and subscribe. It's free. We're trying to build an awesome channel here on YouTube. Talking a little bit of college football on a Friday morning. Notre Dame going on the road to take on Pitt. Big game here. Notre Dame has to win out in order to make the college football playoff. They need USC to keep winning as well. We're going to talk about them here in a moment. And then they're going on the road to play against a tough Pitt team. And they have stuff on the line as well. They're absolutely, if they win the ACC, which they are very much, fighting for the opportunity to do that with what feels like every other team in the ACC. I know that's not accurate. That's just what it feels like. It's them. It's Louisville. You've got, Virginia, who's fighting for it there as well. Georgia Tech sitting atop the ACC. And, their coach was very honest earlier in the week when asked about the game. He's like, we don't have to win this game. And everybody got really upset about that. Like, oh, way to fire up your team. Guys, they're playing Notre freaking Dame. You don't need motivation to go play Notre Dame. You need motivation to go play like Troy or Louisiana Monroe or Middle Tennessee State. You don't need motivation to play against, a top 10 ranked opponent in your building. I promise. Pitt's going to come out fired up for this game because if they win, I believe they're ranked like 22nd right now. Yeah, they're 22nd. If you win this game against again a top 10 opponent and you're sitting at, 8-2 now, then you kind of launch yourself into potential at-large bid status that they'd quickly fall out of if they picked up a third loss. But if you get to your conference championship game with that win over Notre Dame, and look, we saw it last year, they're not punishing you for losing your conference championship game. They're not going to do that. They set that precedent with, I believe it was Clemson or SMU last year, whoever it was. And so go win this game. I promise they're going to be fired up and ready to go, no matter what their coach says. All right. Oklahoma, Alabama, huge one here. I think Alabama cruises in this game. I think Notre Dame cruises against Pitt, by the way. Let me make sure to actually get the take in there. My take on this game, I think Alabama beats Oklahoma pretty easily. All right, like this is another huge game with college football playoff implications. Oklahoma, if they win out, they control their own destiny. If they win out, that is a college football playoff team, no doubt about it. Alabama, they can afford to drop one. They obviously don't want to because the Iron Bowl's weird and all those things. So, again, I think Alabama cruises in this game because Oklahoma does a great job of stopping the run. They have one of the best run defenses in all of college football. It's the thing that they've done the most consistently all year. They do not let teams run the football. And they're playing against an Alabama team that can't run the football. They're averaging like 106 rushing yards per game this year. It's not great. That's not the normal Alabama team that you and I know. And that's okay because Nick Saban's not the head coach there anymore. And you say, well, Jonathan, like if Alabama can't run the football and Oklahoma's really good at stopping the run, like isn't that like a good thing? Like doesn't that help Oklahoma? Sure. The issue is Oklahoma's played like two good passing teams all year. Right? When they played Tennessee, they gave up over 300 yards passing. Right? Not a great look. And they played one other game, pull up their schedule right quick, against a team that can really throw the football. And they struggled in that game as well. Ole Miss, yeah, they gave up over 300 passing yards in that loss to Ole Miss as well. And they're about to play against Ty Simpson, who you can make a real argument is the best quarterback in all of college football. And good luck stopping that guy. The two prior good passing teams that you faced, your secondary really struggled. And I think they're going to struggle again on Saturday. I believe that game is on the road. It is on the road at Alabama, 3:30 ABC. And so I just think they're going to have a hard time slowing down that Alabama passing attack. Now, they have John Mateer. And John Mateer has the ability to be the best player in college football on any given Saturday. There's a reason why at one point in the year he was the Heisman favorite. He broke his thumb, and he's never really recovered. If he wants to recover, go on the road to Alabama, throw for 320 yards, run for another 70, and go pick up a big-time win on the road against the number 4th ranked team in college football. There's your opportunity. Here is your Heisman moment potentially, John Mateer. So we'll kind of see how that game pans out. But again, I just think that the Bama passing offense is going to be a little bit too much. I like the Alabama defense. They're like the pass rush is kind of starting to emerge a little bit. And if that continues to happen, good luck, Oklahoma. Iowa, they're playing USC. College football playoff implications once again. Iowa, that's a good... It's a normal Iowa team. That's what they are. They play really good defense. They are incredibly tough. They can run the football. They can't really throw it. But it's Iowa. And you know that they're going to drag you down into the mud with them. And they're going to make you play a style of football that USC absolutely does not want to play. Now, lucky for USC, the game is at home. So they don't have to worry about it nearly as much, right? Because if you're on the road in Iowa in November, it's going to be cold and probably a little wet. You don't want that. Out in Southern California, it's still going to be warm, but Iowa's Iowa. And they're going to make USC play a style of football that they're not accustomed to playing. They're going to make them play real Big Ten football. And this is obviously a big-time game for USC. If you win this one, you're going on the road to play Oregon. And if you win that one, then you're a college football playoff team. If you win these next two games and then you take care of business against UCLA. So, big game for them. But it's also, I think, important for USC because this is an opportunity for them to prove that they can win a Big Ten-style football game where it's about running the football and playing defense and winning 18-16 like Oregon did last week on the road at Iowa. And because that's the kind of game that I think this is going to be. Both teams can run the football. Iowa, if they had just a slightly more prolific offense, then I would 1,000% pick Iowa to win this game because USC gives up more big plays than any other team in college football. They are terrible at containing the big play. The issue for Iowa is they can't really beat you over the top. So I don't know how available that weakness of USC is going to be just because of the way that Iowa plays football. USC, they found a way to run the ball, which is big for them, right? Like everyone with Lincoln Riley, they want to talk about, all the quarterbacks that he's coached and the points and all those things. Jaden Maiava is a really good quarterback. I don't know if he's quite a great one, but they found a way to run it. This King Miller kid is averaging 8 yards a carry on the year. I mean, like this dude's just a stud. He's a walk-on, by the way, which is just bizarre. This game's going to come down to who can run the football, who can make one or two big explosive plays. I think that's going to be USC just because offensively they're just a little more dynamic. So I'm going to take USC, but I think that's going to be an ugly, ugly Big Ten football game, and USC is going to have to figure out a way to win it late. And I can't wait for that game at 3:30 on Saturday. Texas, they're playing Georgia is the last big game that I wanted to go over. The difference in this game is going to be quarterback play. Oh, Jonathan, what a take. Before the year started, if I had said that, Georgia, Texas, going to come down to quarterback play, everyone would have been all over Texas. Like, oh, yeah, they got Arch Manning. Dude's a stud. Watch out for Arch Manning, right? Because that was the preseason bias. That was the preseason expectation for Texas. It's like, you have a Manning at quarterback. That means that you're going to have a better quarterback than everybody. I get it. I understand how we get there. But that just hasn't really been the case this year. Although, to his credit, Arch Manning has kind of figured it out here a little bit over these past couple of games. If you look up, or I'm pulling up his game logs here. So, last Saturday against Vanderbilt, 25 of 33 for 328 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Against Mississippi State in overtime, they win the game. Again, he throws for 346 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, only 29 of 46, but hey, the guy found a way. So he's got back-to-back 300-yard, 3 passing touchdown games. It's not bad. It's pretty good. Against Oklahoma, it was a really efficient game. I don't know if I call it a great game, but he was very efficient, 21 of 27. So 3 of the last 4 weeks, I don't want to talk about the Kentucky game because that was just ugly. 3 of the last 4 weeks, Arch Manning is kind of gotten into a little bit of a rhythm here. And he's going to have to be in order for them to beat Georgia. Because Gunnar Stockton, who I like from a competitive standpoint, he's been more consistent than Arch Manning has been all year. I know exactly what I'm getting from Gunnar Stockton every time he walks out onto the field. Arch Manning, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. I don't. Now, Gunnar Stockton's got a tougher hill to climb this week because the Texas pass rush is really good. The Texas defense is better than the Georgia defense, which is a really weird thing to say, but that's just the facts of it. Okay, so he's got a tougher hill to climb, but I expect a little more from him. Arch Manning still playing against a really good Georgia defense. If he can be the guy he's been the last couple of weeks, efficient, hit the big plays, don't turn it over, then Texas is going to have an excellent chance to win this game. I am going to take Georgia, though. It's at home. I think that's a really important part of this, and I think Georgia wins this game by a touchdown. So the 4 big games on Saturday, give me Notre Dame to beat Pitt, Bama to beat Oklahoma, USC to beat Iowa, and Georgia to beat Texas. It's going to be another great Saturday of college football. YouTube TV, ESPN, please figure this out so I don't have to keep buying sling. That's going to do it here on My Take Is. Do me a favor, subscribe. It's free. I'll talk to you again soon.